This day 1383 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, room 383. Our room should be discussed for Klal Yisrael. Today we're doing your day at Simon Reish Nun, Sif Ches to Reish Nun Aleph, Sif Beis. Ches. Zal Kol Bani Ha'ir. This everything we're talking about, including talking about the people begging, which last thing we spoke about in Sif Zayin. So that be the poor in your own city. But Anim who are traversing the city, going through it, from other cities. It's not relevant to give them all that they lack. There are other measures. The payoff, the Chalchan taught us. You don't give to an ani who's going from place to place less than a loaf which is purchased for a punyon, which is a coin of 16 putos. When the purchase of flour, omed is 4 saw for a seller, so it's half a kav of flour for a punyon. And the storekeeper profits at 50% because of his expenditures on wood. So this loaf has a quarter of a kav of flour in it. If he stays overnight, you give him what he needs to stay overnight. Which is like a mattress, or literally shanalov, a kesli, then a pillow under his head. Tiny Tosefta also got shemen v'kitnios. Tosefta says him also oil and beans, with which he eat his bread. Shabbos, but if he's in the city, Shabbos no some doesn't show shoes, give him 3 meals worth. Chayv on alecho b'Shabbos show shoes, a person has to eat 3 meals in Shabbos. Also shemen kidneys, give him oil and beans. Gam dav v'yarek, also fish and vegetables of Chavet Shabbos. Zerani pashut. That's a simple honey. Avo v'ksharkin also shu mechubav, they know him that he's a distinguished honey. Thus if he going to his honor. Pashut hu zeh ani over makam u'makam v'nitzach gam l'nadav parnas is based on l'asi b'toch ha'etzim zeh. It's obvious that an ani who is traveling place to place, but he needs money for some sort of purpose, such as sustaining his household or to marry off his daughter, etc. He also gives him small donations. That's the custom. How long a poor person has to be in the city that they should have to give him meals, and before it's not clear. What's in the Mishnah is only have to give him 1 meal a day, 1 meal at night. The loaf we're talking about above has 2 meals. The ancient out people are accustomed to say that there's a permission for a pour person who's going through a city to be there 3 days. And there's tea for all 3 days. I don't know the source. Test. However, Mishnah and Raya Klaf, from the Mishnah, no evidence. It was just says by year. There's no evidence he only has 1 day to be in the city. The Yesh Lomar is common. It's about there's several days to be in the city. That would give him only 2 meals. Because the distribution was from the soup kitchen. By the time because the soup kitchen was for everybody. It was distributed every day for whoever was there. If you have 2 meals, don't eat from the soup kitchen that day. Mark would say that so if that's the case, we can say the ain't posting on Mekikar, that which you say don't give lift less than love for that's for 1 day. But kind of machav is for the next day. That's low, give him more. For as in Mishal the as evidence, and Mishal the the Min Hashem Yatzim and Aaron Nichlas law, if he left the city and came back, no saying, lokech atzmo. The person who gives should give. The person who's taking should be honest and not take unnecessarily. Klomar, meaning this poor person lives in the city because their land comes back and doesn't start to person who gives has to give. Oh no. Yeah, the taker should be concerned that he's depriving other aniyim. I guess because he shouldn't come back to collect again once he's been in the city so recently. You're going to tell me that if a person's there for more than 1 day, you don't have to give him. If he hasn't left the city, and so don't give it to him. Koshkin Shiotsu, so you may left. Elbari ain't kevel dover, so obviously there's no set amount for this. Only therefore, only when he's actually left, then you should be concerned he's coming back to, even though it's not appropriate for him to come back again. You would custom say about the Shulchan Aruch. They write that on the ear, Merubim, if there are many aniyim in the city, and rich people say let them beg. And the middle income people, they shouldn't beg. But rather, their support should be incumbent upon the community and based on relative wealth. Each person will give to the communal chest. The law is with the middle class. Because the primary obligation is according to your personal wealth. Some people have, some places they give according to the generosity, some places according to a tax. Somebody gives according to the blessing that he's blessed, he's suitable for great more brachas. End quote from the Shulchan Aruch. Because the Mitzvah Rash was all constitutes the Rash of the Siflam Marble, he says as follows: Shua said didn't strictly have a look at the but it was like the middle class. Elisha Dorni Dadel, but the generations have gone down. Then Shua Slope Kislo Badas, and has no riches, not in the pocket and not in the intellect. It says ain't any other badas. So it's not shiras in the kis or in the das. So that was all places they sustain according to the communal chest of Mammon and based on the relative wealth. The people then go on to beg. They beg. Everybody gives according to his understanding and his will, which is a bit ambiguous. And Arukh HaShulchan goes on to analyze this. I think this is the way to understand it. We've explained. To give her to an ani that which he's lacking. Based on laws, which is explained, that's the standard. This worked well when the Jews were in their proper place. Most of them were batim, householders, misparisim, bekavod, which got a parnasa respectably, some from their land, some from commerce. There are a few poor people. Then there was enough stucco to fill the lacks, the needs of the anim. Was our great iniquities. There's many hundreds of years. We're pushed from place to place. They look at close, they have no land, and anything permanent. And we're sustained from the air. Luft mentioned. Was sustained by the Mon. Miraculously, like the generation of the desert. Rabbi saw most Jews live in dire straits. And there are many poor people, and few rich people. His Badu Kubas at Sachim ear for ear, and the communal chest in every city have become no. Well, actually, these last week, they're not sufficient to give those who all need. Ani by no choice has to go from door to door. Mishum Boshlach somebody who's embarrassed to go from door to door. Yoshe Beis of Rav, he sits at home in famished and hunger. Yesh Machmin, some people are merciful. Shemasin Aburo, Kayaduo, is a Nenu. They collect money for him, as is known our day. Zesh Bizain is in our day and age. Shim Kodi Biatzokos, Eno Masmik Aflachad Miasar. With all the many tzokos, is not enough even for 1 out of 10. Normally, the simple aniyim, they satisfy themselves with bread. And those who are more pampered, spoiled, I was saying, Rabbi, hey, die of hunger. Even though in some cities they made an effort to make a general communal chest, and people would not have to beg from door to door. They're especially attentive to Albatim who've lost their property. But woe to our ears who have heard, there's no withstanding the tremendous number of people who are in need. Hashem have mercy. You basically name is the Rash, but I knew couples in At the time the Rash, there's still communal chests and soup kitchen in every city. Much cause the Rambam parent testing there's also like the Rambam writes, Never heard about a Jewish community who didn't have a communal chest. I can't show. No, it's not a Rashba, but at the time the Rashba already, it's things started heading downhill, deteriorating. For Rabbanim, there are many poor people. Chenamu, Shirim, the rich people said, Kavan Sheminat Tzedakah Shalanu Lo Yasbik Tzorchayim, since the tzedakahs we give, it's not enough for their needs. Im Kemat Betza B'Kupa Shel Tzedakah, so why do we need a communal chest? Eliminate it. Yachsub Psachim, let them go back from door to door. Kol Echad Yitain, Fi Midvasi, but every person according to the generosity of his heart. V'Abeinanim Momel Lefi Momel. But the middle class said, well, whoa. That's also according to wealth. There should be a communal chest. Plus, Rashi Shinim Ba'Beinoni. If you show me the Torah Kenu, Halachas like the Rashi said, Los middle class, because that's the way the Torah wants it to be. Usually, if it's not enough, so then afterwards they'll beg if there's a gap. Now what you said that the generation has diminished, this is not enough in the communal chest anymore. So therefore, in the Rashba's time writing, there were different customs. The place that they gave according to the volunteer, the generosity of the heart. Some people gave according to taxes. All this because of the pressure, the dire stretch which I find ourselves in. Which we find ourselves in. Hashem removed the shame of his nation. Amen. And take us up to the Holy Land with joy and presumably enough money. Amen. Reishnach, me nice to mitzvah mikol chavero. When you give tzedakah, who takes precedence? See, Parshas Rei says, if you have an impoverished person from one of your brothers in one of your gates, Loktik Boat says, you should not clap, squeeze up your hand. From your brother, the impoverished. The time is free. Your brother, that's your brother from your father. Your brothers, that's Achmeim, that's your father from your mother. To teach us that the father from the father's side takes precedence. The brother from the father's side takes precedence over the brother from the mother's side. One of your gates. Teach us that people of your city take precedence over the people of another city. The precedence of how do you know the give to people living in Chutz? So from that which God gives you everywhere. End quote. Tan Velio says, extend to the hungry your bread. So at this time, do not ignore your flesh. Okay, so yesh. Okay, so Elohim yesh was the word. How's it work? Elohim yesh l'adam is own self based. Person has food within his house. Back is stock and wants to use it to make stock to give tzedakah. In order to sustain others from his resources. Kate said, "Yes, how does he do? First, he sustains his father and mother. If is left over, then he sustains his if left over, he sustains his brothers and sisters. If is left over, he goes for the next level of his family members. If there's more, it goes for the people of his neighborhood. If there's left more, he goes for the people of his street. If there's more, he go for the rest of the Jewish people. And your impoverished, your relatives. And that versus the impoverished of your city. And your own aniyim, your relatives come first. And the aniyim of your city, and the aniyim of another city. And the aniyim of your city take precedence. Base. Rambam Perek Yud. 2 Gimel. And no sin but of no saying. Somebody who gives to his sons and daughters who are adults, who you're not required to feed, they lamed as banim Torah, in order that his sons should be able to feed in Torah, and for his daughters to be able to conduct themselves in a straight way. Somebody gives gifts to his father, and he needs them. Also including tzedakah. They take precedence. I feel if it's not his son, not his father, but a relative. And he takes precedence over other people. And it's the brother on the father's side, takes precedence over the brother from the mother's side. Based on the name of his household, according to the presence over the name of a city. Vaniya the name of the city, the presence over the name of another city. Vaniya the poor people of his city. Mikra also Madorim Ba'ir are those who live in the city. Vaboim Yeracheres, those who come from another city. Tier Nikroim Aniye Eracheres, called the name of another city. Av Shem Atobakan, even though right now they're here. They're not residents. Yesh Lokim said those who argue, Vaturche their Rishona, and the determines like the first opinion. That brings us to the end for today.